All right, let's jump right in. For all you leaders in the software space, this isn't just another market update. Think of this as a critical strategic briefing. We're talking about the single biggest shift in how software is sold, maybe ever. And honestly, the decisions you make this quarter, they could very well define your entire company's entire future in this new age of AI. Think about this number for a second. $1 trillion. That's the value that has recently been wiped from the market caps of SaaS giants. We're talking Adobe, Salesforce, Shopify. Now, this isn't some normal market correction. No way. This is a verdict. The market is screaming that the old way of selling software is fundamentally broken. The stakes couldn't be higher. And this quote right here, this just cuts right to the heart of the matter. The entire foundation of SaaS pricing, this idea of tying value to a human user, it's just been completely shattered. That, right there, is the ticking time bomb. So, let's get into it. For years, we all leaned on per-seat pricing. It was the engine of SaaS growth. It was simple, it was predictable, and it scaled right alongside your customers' teams. But now, in today's world, that very same model has turned into a huge liability. It's actually working against you. Look, the logic we built our entire industry on was super simple, right? More people using the software meant more value was being delivered. Well, that logic is now officially obsolete. With AI, intelligence isn't this scarce resource anymore. It's abundant. It's cheap. Your customers are no longer paying for their team to click buttons. They're paying for results, for outcomes. And your pricing has to reflect that new reality. And this is where things get really dangerous. It creates what we're calling the death spiral. As your customers use AI to get more efficient, they naturally need fewer seats. That causes your revenue to drop. And when your revenue drops, what gets cut? Well, often it's the R&D budget, the very money you need to build the AI your customers are demanding. It's this vicious feedback loop that really puts you at a disadvantage. Okay, so to escape this spiral, we first have to really understand what's causing it. We need to look under the hood at the specific technologies that are basically acting like wrecking balls to the old per-seat model. And these aren't some far-off futuristic ideas. They're being used right now. Let's run through this wrecking crew. First, you've got AI agents that can automate incredibly complex workflows. What does that mean? It means you need fewer humans to do those specialized tasks. Second, things like project management can now be orchestrated autonomously. Third, open source AI models are letting customers just build their own tools, making them less dependent on you. And finally, basic AI reasoning is getting so cheap, it's becoming a commodity. All of these things, every single one, directly attacks the value of a human seat. So let me just say this as plainly as I possibly can. The game has changed. If the main thing you're selling is just giving a person the privilege to click buttons inside your app, your business model is on borrowed time. Period. All right, so that's the problem. It's a big one. But here's the good news. There is absolutely a path forward. There's a new playbook that lets you align your company with this new AI-driven world instead of fighting against it. And it's a brilliant new way to think about value. The solution? It's all about output-based and scale-based pricing. And it's pretty simple when you boil it down. You stop charging for human activity and you start charging for business results. Your revenue gets tied to the actual, tangible value you create. Think reports generated, assets managed, tasks completed. It just doesn't matter anymore if a human or an AI did the work. Let's make this real. Imagine an AI content tool. The old way, you charge a seat license for every writer on the marketing team. The new way, you charge per blog post the AI generates. Now think about it. When the customer's content strategy takes off and they need to produce more, upgrading their plan feels like a logical investment in their own growth. It's not a penalty for being successful. And this doesn't just work for content. Take a restaurant inventory app. Instead of charging for every manager, you charge per restaurant location. So as that restaurant group expands and opens new branches, your revenue scales right alongside them. You are now perfectly aligned with your customers' success, completely independent of their headcount. So when you put them side by side like this, the strategic choice is, well, it's pretty stark, isn't it? The per-seat model punishes your customers for growing and is incredibly vulnerable to AI. But the output model, it rewards business activity and is super resilient because you're capturing the value of the work itself, no matter who or what is doing it. Okay, this can't wait for the annual offsite. This is an urgent pivot you need to be planning for, like, right now. So here are 3 immediate, actionable steps you can take this quarter to start future-proofing your revenue stream.
First, audit your value. Really dig in and find the core output your customers are paying for. Is it that report, the asset being managed, the transaction that got completed? Second, model the shift. Start creating new pricing tiers based on that output. And third, and this is crucial, launch a pilot. You don't have to flip a switch and change everything overnight. Roll this out to a small group of new customers, gather some real-world data, and fine-tune your approach. So the crucial point is, just start the process.
And what about your board, your investors? How do you sell this internally? Look, this is not a defensive move. It's a power move. Transitioning to an output-based model sends an incredibly powerful signal to the market. It tells everyone that you get it, that you understand this new era of efficiency, and that you have a resilient, forward-thinking plan for growth. It's a sign of strategic strength. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. When you look back a year from now, is your pricing model going to be some legacy relic, a source of friction that's actually holding your company back? Or is it going to be the modern engine that's driving your growth in the AI era? The choice and the actions you take this quarter will decide.